forts.
That's where they play basketball. Smoothie King Center. Elephants.
What year was Katrina? 78.
I'm not sure what it was.
2005.
Yeah, I think just
Okay, this street we're on, driving down Knowles called.
we have city tour here.
What?
We have city tour here.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is. When it says that bus tour tomorrow, do they take this bus?
Yes.
So if you've ever stayed at Jurian's, if it's new construction, it's one thing, but a lot of the Jurians buy an older building in town and convert it into a hotel. So the building you're staying in used to be the AT&T operator building. Or it not necessarily operator, but it was an AT&T building. Now, if you're wondering, there is a building coming up on the right that says AT&T. I would assume they sold their old building to the Jurian and built a new one. And then the Jurian added on a parking ramp and more rooms to their place and built a real nice section for the happy hour and the breakfast area.
Oh my god. Interesting sculpture.
Block where the street car was. You're gonna come up to the next block. Oh, good, we got a red light. And St. Charles. This is the street the parade runs by, and if you can see the bleachers, but you're gonna be on the bleachers on this side. You don't have to cross the street to get to your bleachers.
Some recognized. They covered it up with things, and they threw 100 tons of concrete over it. Yeah, something like that. And they have this big memorial out there over his gravesite. I mean, that you could never get them out. I mean, you'd have to use a bomb.
We didn't even know the street signs were different on the other side, so we could never find out where we're going. So this is all the French Quarter here on the left side here. There's our, look to the right and forward and you'll see our lighthouse, okay? Can you kind of see it? It's just looks like a barn cupola, okay? We're gonna go by it closer. Something's going on here. They do a lot of filming in this town for movies, big name movies, and I probably would suspect that's what this is all about. Anybody spot any movie stars? I think they have a lot of
They got.
NCIS is what it is.
That's what I figured it was.
So if you want to just stand around, that's something to look at. You can get down there.
Maybe we should go down there.
Where is this?
Погоди.
He said up here there's a van there that's marked corner for the movie, and Randy said, oh, that's Austin there. There's your lighthouse right there. We're gonna spin around and stop right by the lighthouse, and when you come back, you're gonna walk right up this street. That's the only way you can get to the lighthouse, because they have the levee. They have the levee right there, and they have gates there. When you cross, there's a train that runs by there, and he'll honk his horn. This one right here is kind of like a mini mall once you get inside there, and they have restrooms. That's the Jack's Brewery. On the left, we're going to turn the corner here, and you're going to see the Jackson Square. You're going to see the church in the background, and we're going to park up here. You don't need to worry about where we're going, but this is the Jackson Square. The Cafe du Monde Beignets is just one block this way.
Знаменитая Бурбон-стрит. Сейчас пройдусь с камерой, покажу вам. Самая знаменитая улица Нью-Орлеана. Вот здесь еще цветочки цветут. В общем-то, я, наверное, не буду ничего говорить, просто пройду. Все равно музыку буду накладывать, что я сейчас буду стараться что-то придумывать. Вот просто смотрите. Бурбон-стрит. Знаменитая Нью-Орлеанская улица.
Passed the test. Yeah, I know it was stupid, Natalie. Some idiots fail it.
I know.
Ethan is not an idiot. That was the real test, actually. Ethan, watch the boy like a hawk, sir. 2 eyes on the boy the whole damn time. Natalie, hold the girl as tightly as you can. Get the sister, by the way.
It's okay.
Cafe du Monde's been serving cafe au lait and beignets since 1862. They're open 24 hours a day. Pretty much required. If you're in New Orleans, you're going to Cafe du Monde. Kay Colin Billings make up the French market. Some of it's been there since 1791, but most gotten closed in the 70s. Today the actual market's down to Decatur, another few blocks. And that building, the building behind the golden statue of Joan of Arc. There's a flea market, little farmer's market. Both are open 7 days a week. But the big day for the farmers market now is Wednesdays between 2 and 6. We usually do cooking demonstrations also. So we call this the French Quarter, but most of the architecture is Spanish. The city burned twice, 1788 and 1794, when Louisiana was a Spanish colony. Typical Spanish colony. The Irish on St. Patrick's City, you don't broadcast what you have on the street. You build your house like a fortress and keep the good stuff locked inside. You can almost think of these as the backs of people's houses. Most open on the courtyard. They can look like dumps on the outside. Inside, it's lush gardens, fountains, swimming pools. Everybody's all mixed up. Nobody's really a majority. If everybody can hate everybody else equally, you do get some equality. But the flip side of that is nothing ever gets done. It is so parochial. Lee Williams said by St. Peter off the Royal and finishing up the play, A Streetcar Named Desire. You can't visit the inside of his old apartments, but you can visit William Faulkner's at Pirates Alley. That runs alongside the cathedral. It's a bookshop now. He wrote his first novel there, Soldier's Pay, in 1925. A house collapsed about a year ago. Facade peeled off one day. A couple days after that, the third floor peeked into the second.
Сегодня 3 февраля. Как вам Миссисипи Ривер? Какой страшнючий. Какой страшный. Дай Бог.
That sign subway, it don't go underground. We don't do that. There's water down there. Heck, we bury people up top of the ground. But anyhow, so have y'all seen the river yet? Oh yeah. Well, that's true. Y'all send the water down to us. You did too much rain this year. Bienville. There's these statues coming up on our left. It's a statue of 3, a Native American, a monk, they were with him, and there he is up top. He actually picked out the place in 1699 and became our first governor when we started in 1718. There's a little chain restaurant called but it's kind of fun, got good shrimp. But this is the street you walk. Look down there, St. Louis Street. That's the eating street. Can you guess the name of the drinking street? Bourbon, yeah. Actually, that street says. There's Andrew Jackson in the middle. On the right is a wonderful overlook for the river. The animals here pulling our carriages are all half-assed. Because mules can take our summer heat. But in the distance to our left is St. Louis Saints. Football flag right on top of Joan of Arc's flag. Those were the glory years. Oh, and I didn't warn you yet. You know, pedestrians do not have right-of-way in New Orleans. That's how we keep our population in check. So you do be careful. On the left, 2 buildings. They were once one building until those Creoles got in an argument and had to split it up. But that's where Edgar Day stayed for several months. Painted some of his relatives. And up here to the left is the high school. Now we got an ornithologist aboard. Oh, and this is, we're not going through water that's a lake. This is just more great birds. They do look pretty bad in February. We're not used to trees that want to all lose their leaves. Where the heck are we? Let me read this sign. Yeah, I think so. Both schools had just taken in when the storm came and had to send their freshmen home. The newest building for Loyola, Communications Building. To the right, the yellowish building is the Round Table Club. No women were allowed to enter until 20 years ago. Now we come to a synagogue. Oh, built. These aren't the original owners, though. They tend to go broke and then and then they'd sell it and buy another when times were good. And this house is going to be a single family one too. Our celebrities like John Goodman, people like that. And who's that gal who played the part of Miss America? And she's very popular now. Sandra Bullock, because she has a house up in here. And she's been very kind to the city and gives equipment to high schools, lab equipment. Off to the left is Sacred Heart Academy for girls. So desired that the girls are registered before their first birthday. Some will become debutantes and take part in our most exclusive balls as queens or maids. So if you want to spend $50,000 a year to educate your girl so she'll grow up to become a maid, that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, it would be really good that the folks would be the one that did it.
Yeah. Super dog.
No, we got one casino going back and then